possible when you believe.
TNA Wrestling presents Bound for Glory this Saturday on TNA Plus.
One-on-one with Jonathan Gresham, but Josh Alexander has to have in the back of his mind what's happening this Saturday, live on pay-per-view and TNA Plus in Detroit. It's Steve Maclin versus Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory.
And you have to imagine that after everything the Northern Armory and Josh Alexander have done to Steve Maclin, Maclin, knowing his tendencies, could be anywhere, lurking in the shadows, ready to strike. Meanwhile, Josh Alexander here is putting all the pressure on Jonathan Gresham.
And Gresham went for that sign of honor, that sign of respect to start off the matchup. We've seen him for years in professional wrestling. Josh Alexander wanted none of that, and I think that's extremely fitting because the man I see before me is as dishonorable as I can imagine. Josh Alexander, what he's done to Eric Young, who only tried to help Josh Alexander, and then on top of that, sicking Williams and Icarus on Steve Maclin multiple times. This is the real Josh Alexander.
And look, it's the Josh Alexander that he needs to be right now. Like, what's the cliche definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the same result, right? That's what happened to Josh Alexander. He got caught in that rut. He kept trying to be the quote-unquote good guy. Well, you know what? He changed things up. He flipped the deck a little bit. And honestly, I think it might have been necessary. But any which way you cut that deck, you have two of the best technically sound athletes in the entire game today, on the entire planet, going at it right here in the impact zone.
And this is a hell of a matchup to have to deal with just 2 days before Bound for Glory if you're Josh Alexander. Meanwhile, you know Steve Maclin, who's scouted Josh Alexander in the past, paid very close attention to every move that Alexander has made, is paying attention to what's happening tonight.
You're not wrong. It is a bold decision to be in a matchup like this, to take this matchup. But Josh Alexander, I mean, he was a fighting champion in the past. You love that term. You love that attitude. Here he is being a fighting-ready competitor, even just days before taking on a Maclin in what will sure be a heated contest.
Oh, look at this. Gresham tried to break the grip there of Alexander with a walking weapon, holding strong.
Relentless. The grip of Alexander. We've seen what he can do when he gets his hands on the ankle lock that he's used to win multiple matches.
Gresham, you can see that smile on his face, having a little fun at the expense of Josh Alexander. That's how Gresham can get in the head of his opponents.
Well, Gresham, look at this. Look at this. Oh. Absolutely. He's a student of the game. There's no doubt about that. Bringing out styles from all over the world.
Gresham over the top. And down go Alexander and Gresham. But Alexander's not done. Alexander sending Gresham into the post. This match continues picture in picture.
And Jonathan Gresham here just nearly got his spine split in half, courtesy of Josh Alexander.
It looked like Jonathan Gresham had Josh Alexander exactly where he wanted him, but the walking weapon showing some ridiculous strength and driving the octopus spine first into the steel post.
And that could eliminate a lot of the arsenal of Jonathan Gresham.
Oh. Shot right to the small of the back there of Gresham. And Josh Alexander, you can see every once in a while telling Judas Icarus and Travis Williams of the Northern Armory, pay attention. He's told them in the past to take notes on everything that he's doing.
And not just Icarus and Williams, every young wrestler in the back, every young wrestler or want to be wrestler in the future should be watching Josh Alexander matches, past, present, and future, if they want to learn what to do and how to be better.
Oh, and a backbreaker by Alexander. I won't argue the point that Josh Alexander is one of the best wrestlers in the world. For him to face here, Gresham able to bridge out. But the one thing you should not try to emulate is the way that Josh Alexander has been behaving as of late. The low blow on Joe Hendry in the main event of Slammiversary, the way he's assaulted Eric Young and Steve Maclin, turned his back on the fans. That's not something you want to duplicate.
Nah, you want to duplicate it. Because here's the thing. It led to success. It led to this sea change in Josh Alexander that I think is going to prove to be more fruitful than anybody expected.
Oh, he's grabbing a hold of the nose there of Gresham. Gresham trying to get the referee's attention there. And just lights up Alexander at the chest.
Gresham coming alive here.
Oh!
Ooh, at least for the moment. Look at this, Gresham defiant throughout.
That's the thing for Gresham. He's as compact and powerful as they come. Alexander does have the size and weight advantage against Gresham in this matchup, so every blow that Alexander is throwing is landing with great effect, and Gresham's having to really work to get his offense.
Yeah, all it took was Josh Alexander, one good strike, knocking Gresham to the mat. Gresham, though, kept getting up, keeps pushing forward. Credit where it's due to the Octopus.
Now Gresham trying to hang tough here against the walking weapon.
Trying to turn it around if he can here. Because if Gresham can make a full rotation here, he can reverse this pressure on Josh Alexander and turn this hold around. Or that'll work too. Look at this.
And now Alexander dumps Gresham, and the Octopus keeps going. We are back here on TNA Impact. This match continues. Josh Alexander in control against Jonathan Gresham. And remember, this Saturday, live on pay-per-view and TNA Plus in Detroit, Michigan, Josh Alexander must deal with the repercussions of his actions and the actions of the Northern Armory against Steve Maclin. It's Maclin and Alexander at Bound for Glory.
And a match that has gotten very personal, very quick. Maclin not quick to forget all the misdeeds done to him courtesy of Josh Alexander. And we know the kind of man that Steve Maclin can be when he's pushed into a corner.
Same can be said for Jonathan Gresham, who's putting up a hell of a fight here. Oh man, and a huge shot by Alexander. Gresham won't back down.
That's been Gresham's MO. This whole matchup is just, it's to not stay down, not stop fighting.
And Gresham's identified a weak point. It's going after the knee of Josh Alexander. I'll never forget the TNA World Title match that Jonathan Gresham had against then-champion Alex Shelley late last year in Chicago. One for the ages. This is what Jonathan Gresham is capable of.
And when you have somebody with the in-ring IQ of Jonathan Gresham, you don't want to give him an inch.
Maybe think about a German suplex there. Maybe some insult to injury against Josh Alexander, and the walking weapon sent clean out of the ring.
And I don't think that the Octopus is done yet.
And Gresham through the ropes and gets Alexander.
But Alexander's not down yet, Tom. He's still on his feet, technically.
Gresham on the move, through the ropes again.
But Alexander is made of tougher stuff.
Gresham, and again it's Alexander. Gresham keeping an eye on Travis Williams and Judas Icarus of the Northern Armory. If they get involved, it'll be a disqualification victory for Gresham.
Gresham is not done. Alexander has not gone all the way down to the floor yet.
And now Gresham through the ropes, and Alexander once again sent up the entranceway.
Gresham here is relentless. He is determined to take Alexander down here.
Oh, wait a minute. Alexander tried to bait Gresham. Gresham too quick. Oh, and the moonsault!
And finally, the walking weapon taken down to the floor.
This incredible moonsault on the outside. Great adaptability by Gresham. And now Gresham going after Icarus and Williams.
Taking out the students at ringside.
Gresham rolls back inside. The referee begins his 10 count. Frantic action here between Gresham and Alexander.
And Gresham now catches himself a chance to breathe.
Down to 5 here. Imagine if Alexander suffers a count-out loss 2 days before facing Steve Maclin at Bound for Glory. Would derail his momentum. Alexander rolls back inside. The fight continues.
Ooh.
A kick to the left elbow by Gresham.
Look at this, Gresham just going to pick apart any body part he can, any target he can highlight.
All right, going for the octopus here on Alexander.
There it is.
Center of the ring.
Locked in here, stretching, tearing, pulling.
And there's Travis Williams up on the apron, getting the attention of our referee.
And in turn, getting the attention of the octopus.
Gresham thought about taking a swipe there at Travis Williams. Alexander trying to capitalize on the distraction. Gresham from the middle rope of the moonsault. Gresham sends Williams into the barricade.
Gresham's had to keep his head on a swivel here.
Oh my God. And Gresham went down hard. Gresham slipped on the ropes and went down hard.
Oh, wait. I thought he was going to pay for it there for a second. Look at these two.
Cover! Alexander kicked out. This is total non-stop action. Don't forget, still to come tonight. We'll see the System up against the Hardys in the ABC and a little taste of Full Metal Mayhem in the triple main event. We will see at Bound for Glory. Plus, Wendy Chu of NXT battles one half of the Knockouts World Tag Team Champions Jody Threat. And we'll witness Bound for Glory's double world title contract signing later on tonight.
Ooh. Alexander looking for that C4 spike. Wants to put Gresham away.
You can imagine the frustration Josh Alexander is feeling. This has been a hell of an effort tonight by Gresham.
Yeah, but you just saw the way that Gresham went down. Looked a little loopy, little wobbly there.
Oh, now Gresham, look at this, he's trying to tie up Alexander. Shoulders down and a kick out by the walking weapon. Oh, went for the kick, went for the Enziguri and an ankle lock
And
by
there it is.
Alexander.
There it is, and Jonathan Gresham is in a bad place, dead center of the ring here. And he has already been through the ringer in this matchup.
Oh, Alexander sent into the middle turnbuckle. Alexander grabbing a hold of his headgear. Well, tossed it to the referee. Getting rid of the headgear. Alexander pulled something out of his gear, a metal piece of his equipment, of his knee pad. The referee didn't see it. C4 spike.
Good night to the octopus.
Here's your winner, Josh Alexander.
And by hook or by crook, Josh Alexander stacks up another win heading into Bound for Glory.
A similar strategy that Alexander tried to use at Emergence against Nick Nemeth. Frequent involvement tonight by Icarus and Williams on behalf of Alexander. The Northern Armory scores a victory, and now this is what the Northern Armory has proven to be all about, a 3-on-1 beatdown, but there's Steve Maclin with an equalizer.
What did I tell you? Lying in wait, but the numbers game once again coming into play here, but Maclin, relentless.
And it's Williams tied up with Steve Maclin, center of the ring. Maclin, Alexander's opponent this Saturday, are Bound for Glory.
And now there's the chair that Maclin introduced, and now he pays with it. And that shot just echoing through the impact zone here as Maclin collapses to the floor. And oh, look at here, one more time.
The zip tie that the Northern Armory has used multiple times to restrain and assault Steve Maclin.
Almost become a calling card of sorts for the Northern Armory.
Oh, wait a minute, I believe they're trying to zip tie him amongst the rope. And Macklin's defenseless here. And now, wait a minute, security and officials coming out to ringside to try to break this thing up. They know what the Northern Armory is trying to do, and a kick to the face there by Alexander. Get these thugs out of the damn ring!
Maclin, though, trying to scare a hole through the walking weapon. He will not go down without a fight.
Icarus and Williams keeping the security at bay, but look at Maclin's face. Maclin's smiling. Maclin is defiant in the face of Josh Alexander. Oh, wait a minute. Members of the TNA roster now getting into the ring to stop Josh Alexander.
You're not in my league. Such a